Welcome back to another Bye My Comics. This is not a big dollar book of any sort. All-Star Western 10 7.0. This one, I held on to this more for a sentimental reason more than anything else. I don't have any special love for Jonah Hex, and this is the only Western book that I have ever submitted to CGC. But it's time to let it go. I'm shooting this video. This is the last week of June. I probably will send this to Comic Link to auction off. Not a hard book of any sort. But what makes this book has some sentimental reason for me is that I bought this book as well as hundreds of other DC books from a collector that live on the same street that I started way back in 1981 when I first got into the hobby. When I first got into the hobby, I told this story in other much older videos before. I lived on a street in Albany, New York named New Scotland Avenue. And years later, I stumbled across a collector that lived on the same street a few blocks away that collected comic books the same time I did, bought from the same LCS, the same person that I bought my Hulk 181. Yes, he had a few Marvel books, Hulk 180, Hulk 181, but many of the DC books, a bulk of my DC New Adams cover, whether it's detective or action or Justice League or Batman, you name it, came from that collection, as well as a bunch of DC horror and DC westerns. I bought hundreds of books as well as DC war. Yeah. So I have held on to these books for a better part of a long time. long time. As you can see, I submit this book myself, and yeah, I wouldn't call this old label, but you know, it's not the new label. But anyhow, it's time. I had decided recently that a big part of what I will likely sell later this year and most of next year, 2020, will be this collection, because I don't really have any strong love for DC westerns or DC war books. Some of the DC horror book I will cling on to and hang on to the bitter end. But these will be the first to go, and might as well let this one go first. So yeah, it's time to say goodbye to this book. Good memory. You know, it's how rare is it that any of us bump into a situation like this, okay? Never in my wildest dream that I would dream meeting a collector that lived on the same street, collect the same time I did. He was a few years older, so he was collecting books, of course, in the early 70s, mid 70s. Anyhow, good memories, but it's time to let go, and that's what this series is all about. Learning to say bye-bye. Anyhow, until the next bye-bye book. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.